Okay, we're getting a little bit better with these commentaries, and once this actually hit Netflix, we decided to do it. It's a highly polarizing movie, but it's also an Oscar-nominated movie,
It is.
which
Trigger
seems to
warning.
go hand in hand nowadays. That this Oscar is going to be kind of interesting. So they made some
Yeah.
bold choices. We'll see how it pays off. But yeah, the movie we're doing today is Solo. So what we're going to do is a commentary. Like I said, we're both
The Star Wars movie.
Right. It's a Star Wars movie,
Not the Mario Van Peebles movie.
which was awesome also. Well, like I said, it's been a long time so I've seen it, so it may not be as awesome as I remember it. But like I said, it's Solo. I know a lot of you guys, boycotted the movie, and we're gonna go through it and just ask if the boycott was worth it. We both seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it, so we're gonna just watch it now and just go. So, Eli, I'm gonna start this thing up. I'm going to hit my Chromecast. Hold on just a second. I'm
You
not ready.
queued up, or because I'm on? Are you in Netflix now?
I'm in Netflix now. I hadn't pressed the button yet.
Okay, because I got it highlighted. All I got to do is hit my X. I'm on the PlayStation.
Okay, you on the PlayStation? Okay, I'm about to hit.
I'll hit an X and it'll probably start right away.
Okay, I'm about to hit this play button. I'm about to start right now. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, press it. Okay, going up, going on. Okay, it's loading up.
I got Lucasfilm already.
Damn, already?
I
Fuck
got
this
Lucasfilm.
Chromecast. Okay, so for those that don't know, Eli has a PlayStation. I have a Chromecast. I also have a PlayStation, but I don't watch it on here.
I got a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Oh fuck, you're ahead of me. Okay, I got the long time in the galaxy far away. That's where I'm at now. Okay. So if you're following along, just keep up with what we're doing. It's a lawless time. Okay. Music is slowly coming on. Crime Syndicate complete with resources. Oh, compete with Super and Hyperfuel. Okay. Hyperfuel, remember that. That's going to come in handy for those that will boycott the movie. On the shipbuilding planet of Corellia, the foul Lady Proxima, not the other Proxima Midnight, forces runaways with life of crime exchange for shelter and protection. See, in the movie theater, I came in late, so I didn't see any of this, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. On the mean streets, on these mean streets, a young boy fights for survival and yearns to fly among the stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're already seeing Han as like as a teenager or whatever. He's supposed to be a teenager here.
No, is he?
He's supposed to be like a teenager.
Okay.
16 in his teens.
I guess.
It would have been cool. I would have liked to have seen him like maybe orphaned as a child. Well, how did he get to be like running the streets?
Right.
How did he get to be a homeless?
Right.
You know, it would have been cool to see like maybe his parents sold him to like the huts or something or something. You know?
Right. Go to like his real backstory fighting because he just like popped up and it's it.
And then we're in on, and he's basically just left a job.
Oh, there goes the dice. There goes the dice. Those
and
dice.
Just left
nobody
the job.
remembers, but for some reason Disney wants to shove those dice down your throat.
Yeah.
That sounds
they were in one shot that I don't even remember.
Right.
And I'm a Star Wars
dice in your... Like I don't even remember the dice. Like you go, oh, that one scene. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it would have been nice to see the job that he just did. Like he just did it. He just did some dirt here.
Right.
And he's coming back from it. So.
Proxima's gonna have you hide. Okay. Because I didn't see any of this in the theater. Matter of fact, it's my first time actually seeing this part right now. I've never seen it before, so I have no idea what this is about.
So yeah, he's living on the streets with a bunch of street urchins,
Mm-hmm.
And they're all stealing and scrounging for survival, food and money, and
Okay, and we got Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Khaleesi.
Right, I can remember her name. I don't watch the show. Oh, he stole the thing.
He stole hyperfuel.
Oh, so the hyperfuel is all through this thing. Okay.
Yeah, so it's worth a lot. It's basically,
Okay, basically space vibranium. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, now Eli, you're familiar with the EU, right? Before Disney bought it and gutted everything.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not an expert, but I am familiar with it.
Okay, because they were saying like maybe Han had a wife or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've hinted to that, and even in the new canon, in the new Star Wars run that Marvel's doing, he had a flame, an old flame, some
Yeah.
black chick.
That's what I saw, and a lot of people thinking that she might have been in the movie. But and for those who
Yeah.
don't know, like this movie is canon to those Marvel books they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where I walked into the theater.
Okay. And the space caterpillar worm speaks English.
Well, I always think that when they say that, like, we're hearing English, but they may be saying something else.
Well, you remember, like, Jabba the Hutt was subtitled. Like, a lot of,
Well, that's true.
aliens in these movies are always subtitled.
That's true.
She talks like, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Hmm. I guess they think that we moviegoers are dumber because back then you had to read subtitles for Jabba.
I suppose. And then this is supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
This 2.5 hour long movie is supposed to be for kids.
You know what? I don't think I'm ever gonna learn. What did you say? Next time somebody hits me, I hit him back.
He's subtitled.
Oh, okay, so that just threw my whole argument out of the way. Okay.
Remember the Sino? We pulled you out of Nakura, gave you a home. So
And she's almost like a Jabba stand-in,
Yeah,
because this whole movie is just nothing but callbacks and Easter
Yeah.
eggs.
pretty much. Coaxium.
what's that supposed to be? This is a thermal detonator that I just armed. That's a rock. No, it's not.
Mhm.
And you
So of course, that's some Han shit to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. His performance.
Yeah.
What would you think about it?
I was fine.
I liked him. I liked him.
Yeah.
I mean,
He sold me. I bought him as Han.
yeah, it's like if you're looking for a Harrison Ford, copy or mimic, he didn't do that. But if you're thinking about an archetype that he's
Yeah.
playing, space cowboy, gambler, smuggler, yeah, he played that role fine.
And he also, like, they actually land those character moments that we know of Han. Like,
Right.
he does things Han totally would do.
And that's what sold me on it, because he was acting like Han, just like what we just saw. Like, he pulled out a rock acting with his bomb because Han does shit like that.
Yeah, he wasn't acting like Harrison Ford. He was acting like Han Solo.
Right.
We drive our way through the checkpoint and we're free. I'm gonna be a pilot.
We can get our own ship.
See the galaxy, all of it.
I don't have to take 4 days or be kicked around by anyone.
Ever. Thought we'd get a little more of a head start.
We got the speeder moment. And let's talk about Corellia for a second. Like I said, we're deep into the Star Wars mythos. So we all know that the only reason it's in there because it was a throwaway line George Lucas put back in the early movie.
Yeah.
Something about Corellian ships, which he never really said he was from Corellia or was Corellian shoulder. I guess the EU kind of expanded on that, but it was just a throwaway line from George Lucas.
Pretty much. And I've never seen what Corellia or whatever looked like. I know there's been books about it, coming up. There's been Han Solo adventures and shit that they've written about. But I never knew it to be like this sort of industrial.
I think they said because I think if you look back on Han Solo's like jacket in the first movie, something like that, like he has some Corellian stuff on his jacket, or maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. And you can't ask George Lucas.
Now,
He won't tell you.
Some of the problems I have with these new Star Wars movies is the design of their ships. I'm not feeling some of these designs. They just look like like his speeder looks like a calculator. It's just a flat box, you know.
Yeah, but they try to make it mimic like the '70s. But even in the '70s, they had personality to them. Because the thing is,
Yeah.
those designs they had back then, like the Millennium Falcon or the X-wing or the A-wing, the Corellian ships. They're instantly recognizable. These ships, they don't stick in your mind.
Yeah, and that speeder bike thing, that guy was, riding with like a cigarette pipe, It's just these
okay, this is a nice scene right here.
Yeah.
Because you expected to go one way and it didn't.
Which is also a callback to
Empire. Yeah.
Empire when he's in the space sled.
Which like a zillion movies have ripped off since then.
Yeah.
Hell, I think Iron Man did it in the Avengers.
Yeah, man. There goes the Rebel cruiser would look like.
And Kevin Feige straight up says like his Marvel movies, it's a lot of shit. They just rip straight off Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like in the Phase 2, like all the Phase 2 movies, he mandated every movie somebody gets their arm chopped off.
One thing I do like about this movie is the look, the cinematography.
I thought so. Now, what did he get an award for? Was it cinematography or was it?
I think it's special effects.
Special effects.
Now, yeah, I like the look. I like the shadows. I just like this natural lighting sort of look.
Now, some people knocked it for that.
I know. People like it's so dark I can't see anything. But I felt it worked because we're in this underworld. It's a callback to The Godfather.
Right.
The Godfather's like totally in shadows all the time, just to point out that duality of, the dark nature of, man,
Right.
And then I totally like another thing everybody bitched about was how he got his name, the Solo, how the Imperial Guard.
I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't bitch over it, but I was like, it was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I
thought of Godfather. I was like, that's how Vito Corleone got his name.
Okay.
When he was going through immigration in Godfather Part 2. They're like,
so do you think they ripped that scene off?
I saw it as a callback to the Godfather.
It might be. It might
Yeah.
be.
And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And that's what I immediately thought of. But I know everybody pitched about, oh, that's how he got his name. Oh, fuck this shit. Disney's ruining Star Wars. Oh,
But you got to remember, people had their claws out for this movie anyway. So anything they did, they were going to just jump over it.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, this movie has like a distinct look about it. And it doesn't look like any other Star Wars.
I'm trying to remember, did the movie ever say how much time passed, or was it kind of just vague?
Yeah, it doesn't really. Like,
and it's fine. I figured maybe it was like a year or two or something.
Yeah, I mean, he does go like to the Imperial Academy.
Yeah.
He goes off to war. And I would think it was about 5 years.
That's what I'm guessing, like 5 years.
5-6 years. I mean, he's supposed to be a teenager. I would imagine he's like 17, 16.
I always thought he was like 25 in this movie or something. Like the role he was playing. Because I think they said, because, Han Solo, Harrison Ford was 30 in the original movie.
Yeah.
And I think they pretty much said Han Solo was about 30 in that movie also. Like, he was basically much older than, everybody else. 'Cause I think the other ones were like 19. Mark Hamill was like 19 or something.
Yeah, early 20s and shit.
Yeah.
But I think, right at this moment, I think he's supposed to be like in his teens. And then when we jump up into the future of the, the rest of the movie, he's like, yeah, mid-20s, I would have figured.
Okay. Because the way I'm thinking, they had him maybe 25, but if he's still 30, I mean, you still have a 5-year gap in between. You can just throw in more stories.
Yeah.
No.
And I think that's what they were meaning to do. That this was supposed to be a trilogy of Solo movies.
But guess what, Eli? We stopped it.
It ain't happening now.
We won. Did you boycott Solo? Yes. What did it cost? Everything.
Yeah, the Boba Fett movie, the
Obi-Wan movie.
Soda.
Yeah.
Deep Transport ID 83 with the Naval Academy at Kurita.
Kurita. Okay, that's a new planet. Han Solo.
So we just.
I love this scene. Okay, they did
Oh,
say
it's
it.
3 years later.
3 years
3
later.
years later.
Why did I never notice that before? Okay.
Now there's deleted scenes
Hmm.
on the disc,
Yeah.
and there's one where he's in the Imperial Academy, the flight school, and he like ditches a mission.
Okay.
It's actually flying a TIE fighter and crashes it into one of the Star Destroyers or
Oh,
into
so
the
he sucked.
hangar bay,
Yeah.
and then it shows him in like an Imperial tribunal. They're like, why did you leave? Why did you abandon your flight pattern or formation and blah 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 blah? He's like, well, if I didn't, then so and so would have died. And so it was a really cool scene that I felt should have been in it.
Yeah, because in this, I think they just gave like a throwaway line, like I was in the Imperial Academy, some bullshit happened, he stuck me
Yeah.
here, you know.
Yeah, and they basically, okay, you're demoted from flight academy. You're now in the infantry,
Right.
and then it cuts to this.
So instead of you seeing it like you said in that scene, you just got to hear just some throwaway dialogue and pick up on it, you know.
Yeah.
But overall, this scene, I like this scene because you're in war, and you know how Rogue One had you like in that war feeling, but this you're in the perspective of one guy. He's like, okay, this shit is fucked up. Get me out of here, you know. That's what I liked about that. And as I feel like the more Disney stuff should, you know, the more Disney should do with these movies, like have a war type tone with these movies, or you know, take it in a genre, you know, way.
There's that dude with the like 6 arms or whatever. I mean, this is like a throwback to Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Hey, soldier, you know who's in charge here? Ain't you? Like,
Okay, so you got me there. Okay, so they got a bunch of 70s callbacks from a lot of popular movies like
Yeah.
Godfather and, you know, Apocalypse Now. So, yeah.
yeah. And then it's Ron Howard. He's of that generation.
Yeah.
And
the
George
thing is, like,
George
that's-
Lucas wrote the first draft of Apocalypse Now.
Who finished it? Oliver Stone?
John Milius.
Okay.
He the guy who did Conan and Red Dawn.
And that's like the DNA of Star Wars to begin with. You take a genre, but you mold it into this universe. That's all George Lucas was doing. I'm a fan of this genre, fan of this genre, fan of this genre. Just throw this shit all together, boom, that's it.
Yeah,
You know, like going warp
classic
speed.
mythology.
Yeah, going
Classic
warp speed. He took
mythology.
that shit from Doctor Who. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they're even saying, you know, Tatooine was Dune, you know, from the Dune movies, you know, the Dune
I didn't
books.
catch on. Wait, when did Dune come out?
Dune, the movie was like mid '80s, but those books are from like the
Gotcha.
60s.
Okay. That okay. You messed me up for a second, but okay. I'm there.
Because they tried to make Dune. There's a cool documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune. Alessandro Jodorowsky. He's like a very artsy filmmaker. He made these weird cult movies in the 60s and 70s. One was El Topo, which would play at the midnight movie circuits. He tried to make Dune back in the early 70s, and it just got too expensive and they couldn't do it. But he actually hired Dan O'Bannon, the guy who wrote the first Alien movie, to work on it. And they were actually working on Dune for a long time, and it never got made. But a lot of those storyboards and shots and all those ideas were like floating around Hollywood for decades. And they say that those production notes influenced George Lucas, because Dan O'Bannon ended up going on to make Alien.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that they say his attempt on making Dune back in the early 70s influenced this whole modern sci-fi genre that we know now.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, I think Dune was George Lucas's influence for Tatooine, like the desert planet.
Gotcha. I mean, he took so much, you know, influence from everywhere. Darth Vader got his design from Doctor Doom, you know, kind of.
Yeah. Dr. Doom and a samurai.
Basically. Which why hasn't Marvel done that yet?
Have you seen those samurai versions of Star Wars figures?
I haven't seen those.
They're pretty fucking dope. Like there's a samurai, like basically Darth Vader in samurai armor, a stormtrooper like in samurai armor, Boba Fett. You know, it's their characters, but they're like with a Japanese samurai armored influence. They're pretty fucking dope. I like to get them.
Did you read the Bendis run of Iron Man where Tony turned his Iron Man suit into a samurai Iron Man suit?
I did not.
It was stupid but awesome. Okay, let's see.
I like those black stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. They're just muddy. Oh, so here we go. Here we go where they're putting him in the pit where we meet.
And why did I not make this connection when I first saw the movie? I don't think most of the moviegoers got the connection because when it happened, everybody started, oh, okay. Like everybody was shocked.
And this movie made me fall in love with Chewie all over.
Yeah. And to me, this what makes the movie. Like everybody wants to go crazy over Lando. To me, the chemistry between Chewie and Han, it makes the movie.
Yeah.
Now, some people say it kind of retcon things, because I guess in the books maybe they had it where, Chewie's supposed to have like a life debt or something, or he's like his slave or some shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I never liked that. This, they choose to be together.
Yeah.
Now, I do think they kind of threw this in because they never explained how Han knows how to speak Wookiee.
Yeah, I think it's just, him. It seems like Corellia is just like one of those, like a sailor's port or like a shipping port where you just see, one of those towns that are like, where all the ships come in, those port towns on the sea. That's what I would imagine Corellia is like, where just Han grew up on the docks, on the waterfront, just scavenging off shipments and stealing shit off boats or ships. And just getting to know, people from all over the galaxy, just because that was like a main space port.
Okay, so Han actually like getting some good shots in on Chewie.
Yeah, he actually bit Chewie.
Right. He killed him too fast. Now, I thought that was funny. I bet you that's a Lord and Miller thing.
Probably.
Something they left in. And this is what Kathleen Kennedy like, oh no, you guys got to go.
Yeah, it's really, I would really like to see what they were doing with it.
Release the Lord and Miller cut.
Yeah, fuck the Snyder cut, Lord and Miller.
You're right.
Because from what I understand, from what I've read, because I was following it, I was following this whole story. Lord and Miller were doing a lot of improv.
Yeah.
Like they were doing they were filming like what was in the script.
They were making 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, but then they also do these, long improvisation takes with all the actors where they just would improv these scenes, and they were taking these long takes with little cuts and from very few different camera angles.
Right, and,
so
and they were basically going to make the movie in the editing room. Yeah,
and then they were saying because of these long takes and few camera angles, it didn't leave much to edit. They had fewer options to edit, and when they reviewed the footage, they're like, yeah, we're not feeling this. And I guess it was also the Kasdans, Lawrence Kasdan, the guy who was writing the script, him and his son. They're like, yeah, this ain't what we wrote.
Yeah, he wants him to do the script, and they kind of go off the script.
Yeah, they were trying to go for they were trying to make like a comedy.
Right.
Like a crime caper, like I would imagine like 48 Hours or,
Yeah, buddy cop movie, something like that.
Yeah. Here's Jon Favreau doing the voice of this guy. And I wonder who is Michael T. Williams, or what's his name from The Wire?
Yeah, is he in it? No, I thought they cut him.
He cut him because he was in this movie
Yeah.
But because of the reshoots, he couldn't come back. So they just cut his character
all
out.
of his scenes. Yeah.
And he was playing like an alien character.
Oh wow.
So I was wondering who he was. And I wonder if it was this guy.
Yeah. And then they just kind of CGI'd it over there, so which
Yeah.
probably made the budget go even more.
Yeah, because they basically shot 2 movies. 2 full movies.
And then they leave in the war zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Like this is an awesome shot. Even though it's a typical Star Wars shot, you just never get tired of seeing it.
Let's go do some crimes. And you notice when he this is funny.
The health inspector.
Notice when he gets with Chewie, the sun starts shining.
Exactly. The whole movie started changing, right?
Yeah,
because he got out of a bad
light.
situation. It's kind of like we were talking about with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the exact opposite. Like the mascara was all bright and shiny and colorful.
Yeah.
Then he went to the real world, the Snyder world. Then everything just went to shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping me get out of there. No, they only took you because of me. Hey, I got us a real sweet deal here. We do this one job with them, we make some real money, and then we're free.
And see, that's the thing. I'm bought in with this. Like I believe that's Han. I believe that's Chewie, and then just looking at their younger adventures. And I guess I think that kind of makes it weird. Like if you're not in tune with this or bought into this, then the movie's gonna fall apart for you trying to watch it.
I think for me, I just wanted more of like just the subtle things. Like I would like to see more Chewie kicking ass,
Yeah.
Just more.
Even though he did
what I'm
get some
familiar
ass kicking
with.
scenes, which kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he does get his moment to shine, but I wanted more of that. I mean,
Yeah.
And I figured, well, this is their movie together. Let's see that. Let's just see Chewie in his prime, just murking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
And see, like, okay, this whole scene or this whole like area, this is like when you make a Han Solo movie or prequel or anything like that, you gotta have this. You gotta have a train robbery. Because that's basically the movie you're making. You're making, a smuggler, space cowboy. You gotta have this scene.
He's got to do some crimes.
Right. And what better crime than, a train robbery? Because you always see that in Westerns.
Yeah. Jesse James. It's basically what he was supposed to be.
Basically.
Bosk.
They just
That's
named
another
like a
thing.
whole bunch of
They just named Bosk, which I would have loved to have seen Bosk in this movie. But Bosk actually, when I thought about it, I was like, man, I want to see Bosk. But Bosk shows up a lot in the Clone Wars.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. Because he hunted Wookiees. I mean, it would have been cool to see him, but yeah.
They call him Flyboy, but he's never flown a plane. It's a girl. That's his thing. Because let's be honest, Star-Lord is Han Solo.
Yeah. He's an outlaw.
Exactly. And the thing is, I kind of put the piece together like Star-Lord, he grew up on 80s movies, so he probably tried to make himself Han Solo.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, those type of guys, because that's the only action heroes he knows.
And like Star-Lord, we got to see what happened to him when he was a kid,
Exactly.
which is what I would like to have seen. And that's what I was saying. I
Right.
mean, that opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy was like a total what the fuck?
Right.
Holy shit! I wasn't expecting this, and now I totally give a shit about this kid.
You just saw such a bad situation we was in. We was trying to get
Yeah.
away from it.
I was like, I was not expecting that emotional tug right in the beginning of a space movie.
I told you my fan theory about Guardians of the Galaxy at first, but it completely fell to pieces now. But what I had at first, that it was really just a fever dream of the kid.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
hear that.
Well, that's just something I made up. I think like it was a fever dream of the kid, and it was something like when his mom died, he didn't want to accept it, so he just created his own world in his head, basically like Franklin Richards, and just made all these crazy creatures and everything in that world is something that he remembers from it. Like remember he called Rocket Ranger Rick, which is a raccoon from the 70s.
Yeah.
He called Groot the Giving Tree, So it's just stuff that he knows.
Yeah.
Like he invented this world.
Yeah. There's
I mean, I'm it's fall to pieces now, but it was good at the time.
Starting the clock.
Jamming their signal. 9.6 to the bridge. Let's find out how good we really are, folks.
This just seems like a badly designed train. Like you got
You're gonna
these
just
ships.
jump onto this train.
Yeah, you got. You also got these ships. You're like got all these ships that that can travel across galaxies, but you're still delivering this really highly unstable fuel on a train going through mountains and shit.
But that's Star Wars. I mean, they kind of do that. Like they got all this high technology, but at the same time they do simple backwater shit all the time. Also,
Yeah, I suppose.
it's
yeah.
the world.
Yeah, like, yeah, if I'm going to start questioning that, I might as well question why the fuck we can't escape the blockade. Well, why don't we fly to the other side of the planet and fly off the other side of the planet where the blockade ain't?
Right, and that's the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek, because Star Trek always got some kind of science behind everything they do, or at least some kind of logical explanation.
Yeah.
If you try to break down Star Wars at that level, the movie falls apart. Like the franchise falls apart. You can't do
Yeah.
it.
And that's why Star Trek, well, they'll just talk the whole time.
Right, and right because of this and that. George Lucas straight up said, "Look, I did it because it looks cool. That's why."
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And Star Trek, they talk about it. They talk, and well, we can't do that. Why not? Because of this. Okay, well, let's do that. All right. Well, what about this? Okay, engage.
Right.
End of the episode. Like one laser blast is fired, and that's it.
That's pretty cool.
Right, here's your total throwback to Indiana Jones,
Right.
Last Crusade. Like we've seen this before.
Wait, but that happened in Raiders too, didn't it?
Well, I'm talking about. Remember when he was on the tank?
Right. He was on the tank, and then it was coming in, and he kind of But I thought that happened in Raiders also.
Well, he was in like the trees and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
The truck chase and shit. Like, see, instead of this shit, we could have seen, like, it would have been cool if, like, Chewie, like, would have just beat the shit out of all those stormtroopers.
Right. But you gotta save that. You can't let him just go, ape shit already. I'm glad that they saved it for a certain time when he really did go ape shit and start beating shit out of people. Like I see you saying, like why didn't get like a drone to fly over there and do that shit or something?
Yeah.
You can do this shit now. In 2019, they can't do this shit in space.
Yeah.
Never gonna hear the end of this.
Yeah, so this Empress, and that's the thing is, who the fuck is this?
Right. When they said Empress Nest a bunch of times, but I was like, oh, who? Okay.
Yeah, we don't really find out about her.
And I'll
till
be honest
very,
with you, I
very-
completely kept forgetting about this character
Yeah.
when I first
And
watched
she's
the movie.
totally cool. And like, I would like to, like, she's an interesting character once you explain who the fuck she is at the end.
Right, but I didn't know they were trying to make like this character a thing in this movie. I thought they were going to show up just in this scene and just disappear, and that's it. But he kept like reappearing. I'm like, oh, they're back. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
like
when they took the mask off at the end, I'm like, okay, because they try to make it like a big deal. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't
like who the
care about
fuck is
this
she?
character.
Is like is she
Right.
somebody's daughter?
Like, is she
or-
supposed to be somebody? Like, no,
yeah,
she
I'm
was
like,
just.
well, who the fuck is this? Like,
I think we were supposed to be shocked that it was a woman. I guess. I guess I don't
A
know.
woman
They
of
made it
color?
like a big deal.
yeah, yeah, a woman of color. Like, hey,
Like, this not 1983. We're used to women badasses, you know.
yeah,
This not like Metroid, you know, where the chick, you know, Samus takes off the mask. And, oh no, I've been playing a girl the entire time. Whoa! Like, it's not like that.
yeah. And that she was actually part of the Rebel Alliance or doing shit for the Rebel Alliance.
Right.
Or the start of it. It
And
wasn't
technically,
quite.
he was working for the Rebel Alliance the whole time. So. Now, apparently, I heard that there was a cut scene from Revenge of the Sith, where basically it was saying that Padme was going to be the one that started the you know,
Yeah,
the rebellion.
what's her face?
like she was going to start it with Jimmy Smits, whatever his
Mon
name.
Mothma. The chick who played Mon Mothma in that deleted scene
Right.
ended up playing Mon Mothma in Rogue One.
Right.
And yeah, it's basically them talking about we got to start an alliance of rebels.
Right. Which could have been cool, you know, Anakin going his way and Padme going that way. You know, they both kind of like started, you know, they basically started the war between them.
Yeah. The probe droids. Or versions of probe droids. Probe droids with like guns on.
Right.
And like that's totally cool looking. Like that like speeder bike chopper thing she's on. Fucking waiting for that shit to go on clearance.
Okay, now that I'm paying attention to this chick, she's actually pretty badass. It's just when I first watched the movie, I didn't care who she was. I didn't know she was supposed to be a thing. That's all.
Yeah. She's just like they're like pirate thugs. They're just ripping off our shit. Yeah, good shot. Like she's pretty badass too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going from the roller coaster. Now, what is the point of the roller coaster? Like, why would that? I understand movie logic. I'm just saying, like, why would you do that for your train track?
Yeah. Especially if you're hauling shit. Again,
Right,
you're
you got shit moving,
highly
float out
volatile fuel. Why are you gonna shake it up? Like,
right. Especially you can blow up a planet and shit, you know. Got an Apple Watch?
this is pretty like. I was like, okay, that was abrupt.
Right. Like, because I feel like she didn't have to die.
Yeah, and like, okay, did you really believe in this job that much?
Right.
Like, you had to,
Like,
like
oh,
what
well,
were the
they got me, I'm
this
done.
was just for money, you know?
Right.
Like, like what was the, you know? It wasn't like the galaxy was at stake. You know what I mean? Like she was sacrificing herself for a greater cause.
Right.
This is
This is
just
robbing people.
yeah. There's just robbing shit. You know, this is the bag of weed.
Right.
You know how those speeder bikes are holding that thing up on that. Okay, fuck it. Why am I questioning logic here?
Right.
But this explosion is really cool.
Right. Star Wars always lived off the rule of cool trope.
Yeah. Yeah, those speeder bikes look dope. And I love speeder bikes. Since Jedi, that was one of the coolest fucking things. The speeder bikes.
Okay, that
And
was a
those
cool ass
speeder
explosion.
bikes look dope. Yeah, that is a cool ass explosion. Different. Yeah, they're always, showing us different explosions. So yeah, there was the article that was posted like a month ago or whatever that Star Wars Solo toys were the most returned gifts from Christmas.
Wow. Parents are teaching their kids early to boycott this movie.
Yeah. But I'm like, sweet, then the shit will be on clearance because I want one of those speeder bikes.
Right.
You don't listen, and you can't follow orders. You have any idea?
Honestly, they got off easy. I thought Baker would have shot both of them right then for what they did.
No shit, because the whole fucking crew is dead.
Right.
Like, his whole crew that is dead.
Because he wouldn't listen. If I was Baker, I just would have shot both of them.
Yeah, this is
Got it?
yeah.
You kill him. Right. You run. I'm already a deserter. What's the difference? The difference is the Empire doesn't send out a team of enforcers to hunt you down when you're a deserter. Dryden Boss will. You have any idea what it's like to live with a price on your head? The only thing to do is to go to them. We have to find some way to make it up to them. And that's what we do. No. They know it's me, not you. If you come with me, show your face.
Of course, they never really explain why, Beckett trusted him so much.
Yeah.
He just said, I just like these guys. Bring them on.
You find some way to square this. You still got our light? Maybe. For me, it's worth the risk.
It means he's in.
Oh, crap.
Yes.
Drop my headphone.
Okay. That's your face. Nothing more often than you think.
Okay, and they try to vary it up. You got your ice planet and your war planet.
Your Rocky Mountain planet.
Right.
And there was another deleted scene that was really cool where it's like Han and Chewie having a snowball fight.
What? Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually really cool. It really shows them becoming like friends,
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was like around here where you're supposed to feel bad because the crew just died. And then you had this sort of cute, fluffy scene of Han and Chewie.
Yeah, that
playing.
kind of be a weird tone. Yeah.
But it was a nice scene. You see like them developing their camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you got this Dryden Voss.
Because there's something about those characters don't say anything like Groot, Chewie, and Bumblebee. I guess when you got that one character that understands them, it makes them like instantly bond. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, this giant flying dildo.
And that's another throwback. The Empire with Jedi with the weird ass song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no Yub Nub.
Classic. Decadence.
I'm here to see Dryden.
I would like to see one of those big-breasted blue aliens that's always popping up in those Star Wars movies.
Twi'leks, yeah.
Yeah, the Twi'leks, yeah.
There's Vision.
Mhm. I always get him and Jude Law confused.
Jude Law.
Yeah, somebody called me a racist for that because I got him confused one time.
They all look the same.
Right.
I don't think that's. not to. That's like
They look a lot alike, man. I don't know what anybody else sees because I can barely tell them apart. Even the Captain Marvel thing when they show him like, oh, it's Vision. Like, no, that's the other guy.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I am
I
racist.
think it would have been more racist if you got him and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that would make me a racist, right?
Star Wars creatures.
Sherry, would you please?
Hey, Game of Thrones. I don't know your name.
I work here.
I here. I was coming back for you.
It's in the past.
Not for you. The only reason I'm here, I was doing this job to earn a little money, and I was going to come back to Corella and find you.
What if you help me?
I'm ready, honey. That day, someone with a lot of times I think
If you just stayed, you would have killed you.
I'm glad to know that. How did you get out?
He didn't. Dun, dun, dun. That's one thing. The plot was a little predictable, but
Yeah.
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 Well,
I
what do you
mean,
expect? You know.
yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen before. If you've seen gangster movies,
Right,
Firefly, Cowboy Bebop, or even just the old
Yeah.
Star Wars movies.
She's the femme fatale. You know, she's filling
Yeah.
a role.
Yeah, there's nothing new.
Right.
He's Humphrey Bogart. This is
Mhm.
Casablanca.
Did you ever get that ship we were going to fly away on?
Sort of. About to. That's blonde hair. Working on that yet. Working on a very big deal.
How big?
Enormous.
Oh, really? And when are you going to close this enormous deal?
Any minute.
I thought about you a lot. Out somewhere. Some adventure. I imagined myself you. It always made me.
He was looking at you, kid.
Yeah.
I say. Look, I can't keep my eyes down all the time. I'm not going to bump into something now. But I told you not to talk to
That's it.
him. What are you?
Wait. You two are together.
Oh, yes. Right. Are you alright? Hello? No, I'm fine.
He's polite right before he gets ready to kill them.
Yeah. And that's another thing. This gangster's way too easy on them.
Right.
Like, oh, really? You botched my shipment?
Right. Lost my ship, then came back empty-handed.
I thought I grew up together if I'm brilliant.
I guess that's probably why. She knows it.
And plus, he's the new boyfriend, so he must be as holeless as possible.
Yeah. But that's now that I'm watching it. The more I watch it, the more shit that I bitched about before. Okay, that's why. Like, he's probably giving them a chance because she knows, the gangster guy I'm talking about. Instead of just killing him.
Gotcha. Yeah, for doing it.
If she didn't know them, I think they would have been dead.
Yeah, because he just killed that last guy for no reason. So.
Yeah.
One you should have anticipated. It's one you should have done. Trust me, I know I made a mistake, but when you hired me, you told me no other man did. Trust me. Trust me one more time.
I think.
And I thought he was getting taken over by the dark side or some shit. I don't know. And maybe he was. You don't have to be a Jedi to be, the dark side.
What would have been cool? And now that I'm watching this, instead of them going on another job, there's like, okay, if Empress Nest, what if Empress Nest stole the ship?
And they had to go
and had
after
to go
her to
back
get
and
it.
have to get it.
And it would have made her more integral into
Yep,
the
we
plot.
could have seen more of her.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
made more sense because then you wouldn't have forgotten about. Because by this point, I've forgotten about her.
Yeah. I don't know who she is, and we don't know why. The last 10 minutes of the movie, we find out why she's doing what she's doing, which is fine. But it would have been cool to see that early on in the movie. Then you can see that conflict rise between Han.
Right.
Like, hey, you guys are just I'm working for just as big as assholes as the Empire.
Right.
So right there, we just came up with a better movie.
We really did. We always do that.
The movies we wanted to see.
we should have seen, right. How do we fix this script?
Yeah. Everything wrong.
Very, very good. Control Castle.
And Crimson Dawn. Then we could have seen more of Darth Maul. Spoilers.
Exactly. But they wanted to save it for the end,
Yeah, but it would have been cool to see him get down. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to. He was meant to be more in these stories.
Yeah.
They were getting ready to make a trilogy.
Well, that's the thing. That if they were using it as a hook, like, okay, now you have to see the next movie,
Yeah.
or whatever movie we're doing next after this.
Because I met Ray Park over the past summer at one of these cons, and he actually mentioned a little bit of that he was basically gearing up to play Maul again.
Right.
Now he can't. At least not in the solo movie.
Because we stopped it.
Yeah. So we did it. We fucked up more Darth Maul.
Right.
Probably the coolest character in the last 20 years to come out of this universe. Yeah, that's Han talking his way through shit.
Right. And even though we keep saying Kasdan, we do have to keep reminding ourselves that it wasn't Kasdan, but really his son that wrote this.
Yeah.
So, because I think if it was the actual original Kasdan doing it, the script might have been a little bit tighter.
Yeah, and I think Kasdan's just his son is a spoiled little kid.
Basically.
See, I was watching some of the extras, and you said, "Oh, growing up as the son of Lawrence Kasdan, every Christmas was so cool because I got all the Star Wars toys before everybody else."
Right.
Like, man, I slapped the shit out of him.
Exactly. And here's the thing: the Ghostbusters thing is going to do the exact same thing, that remake.
Yeah.
I know we probably should say that for Sunday, but yeah, it's the same thing. So
because it's his son.
it's not right. Ivan Reitman. It's the son writing it. So
yeah. Yeah, just like Max Landis is writing.
Right, all this bullshit. And,
yeah, the remake to American Werewolf in London because his dad's letting him.
Right, that's Hollywood we're getting now.
Yeah, it's turning into fucking royalty.
Right.
It's fucking.
The kids.
Trigger warning.
Oh yeah.
SJW time. Comics Gators are would hate this shit. And they said they when they shot this scene, they were trying to go for like those old Renaissance paintings, the lighting, like the candle lit natural lighting of old Renaissance paintings.
Okay, because I just thought they were just going for like Maverick or those regular programs, and which is another scene you expect to see in those space westerns. Well,
yeah,
I can't say space because they don't make space westerns, but
Yeah. I'm talking about from a cinematography standpoint.
Right, but like I said, I've seen a lot of critics trash the movie for those choices.
Yeah, it's too dark. You can't see anything, but it looks great. Like I think it's a very well, made shot. Like these shots look good. It does just add to that dark underbelly of the
Right.
galaxy.
And that's the thing that made me wonder, because like when I watched the movie, I was like, if nothing else, the movie looked beautiful to me. And then I go on, look at these interviews and reviews, and they're saying they're trashing the movie because they said the movie looked ugly. And I'm like, okay, something isn't right here.
Yeah, they wanted the prequels, which were all brightly lit and over digitized, and you could just see everything.
Right.
This was like stylized cinematography.
Right. And it's the thing,
it
like if
looks
you're going to do a side story,
great.
it needs to have a different tone, a different look
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Okay, when Donald Glover shows up, and I went with my mom to see this movie, that's when she realized that this is a prequel. She didn't realize what was going on before the end. Oh, that's supposed to be Lando.
That ain't Billy D.
Right. And I think that what she said, like, is he playing Billy D?
Yeah.
That was a quality ship, but it was the fastest in the galaxy. There's a lot of great ships out there. I mean, I'm sure yours is very nice. Guess where I'm going.
So they're playing Sabak.
I'm pretty sure this is from the EU, and I know we talked
Yeah.
about this before. But
That's the game. That is legend that they
they
Han
didn't
won.
say it. They didn't say it in the movie. He did say he won it from him, but he didn't say how he won it, what
Yeah.
game they played.
Not in the movies until the EU basically confirmed that this is Sabak.
Mhm.
They gambled for the Falcon.
And you know what? I do like Han and Lando's relationship in this movie, because it's exactly what I pictured in my head all the time. I never pictured them as best friends like a lot of people were thinking. They always seem like frenemies that always trying to screw each other over.
Yeah, and he even said that in Empire.
Hmm.
He's like, "Can you trust him?" I mean, Leia asked him, "Can you trust him?" And Han's like, "No," but he's got no love for the Empire.
Right.
You know?
And now when we think about it, like let's say we put this movie compared to Empire, Lando might have still been pissed at him, but it's not. He probably, what the fuck? I never noticed that before.
He chews his
He
nails.
chewed his fingers
That
off.
was practical. If that wasn't CGI too, that was all practical.
And that's the thing, though. A lot of this movie does rely on practical effects, which I think adds to it also. But the thing is, like I was saying, in Empire, now that we know what we know, Lando was instructed to let them land. Because he said Vader landed like right before they got there.
Yeah.
So. And he probably agreed to it, like, well, this guy screwed me over anyway. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I like this kid.
That's another throwback. He kept calling him Han. Because in Empire, he kept calling him Han.
Yeah.
Not my style. My ship. Against your ship. Trying to find out if you got the nerve.
And Donald Glover, again, he's not doing a Billy D impression.
Right.
He's playing Lando.
Yeah, he's playing an archetype of what you expect, like a space gambler to be. Like, if Han is the cowboy, then he's the gambler.
Yeah, gambler, card player, scoundrel.
Right.
You'd like
Because it's basically Western archetypes. That's what they're playing.
Yeah.
You're very good. You're not good enough. Sabak.
So from what I understand, Sabak has something to do with algebra. Like the cards are numbered, and you have to get a certain score with positive and negative numbered cards. So
so they actually rules.
Yeah.
But,
So I would suck at the game because I suck at algebra.
Okay. Now, here's the thing, Eli. If they are doing Western archetypes, and if Han is the cowboy and Lando is the gambler, you know what that makes Chewie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just want to know you saw that. Okay.
He's the Mexican. He's got the Mexican name, Chewie.
He's even wearing the bandolier like the...
He's got the bandolier. He's just missing the sombrero.
Right.
And Empress Nest is the native.
Right.
they're the Indians.
Right.
Those damn wagon burners.
Oh, man.
Yeah, these last few days have I've been refreshing on all my derogatory native.
Oh yeah, I heard your podcast. I was like, okay.
I was like, damn, I forgot about that one. Yeah, always good to way to keep it all alive, America. I totally forgot that word.
Yeah, you just unloaded on that one. But those who haven't heard Eli's last Geek Sad podcast, go listen to it because he just unloads on that shit.
Oh yeah, I basically just shit. I just took a shit. Aura Singh.
Is that somebody?
She was a bounty hunter. Was in episode 1. She's standing over watching the. She's that like that. She's like got white skin, and like a spandex outfit. She's a bounty hunter, watching the pod race, and then she's also in the Clone Wars. So she is canon, and
yeah, you got to make me watch
Beck,
the
yeah,
prequels again.
Yeah, Beckett killed her. Again, would have been cool to see that.
Right, instead of just throwaway dialogue.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see that. Okay, SJW time. Trigger
Here we
warning.
go.
Trigger warning, comic skaters. Fast forward. You don't want to hear about equal rights. Even if it's a robot talking about equal rights.
Right.
There's Ron Howard's brother.
Because he's pretty much in every Ron Howard movie, right?
Yeah.
Clint Howard, right?
Yeah, Clint Howard.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like this character, even though you know she's SJW like that, you don't know if they're using it like an X-Men analogy, or are they making fun of the SJW? Because the thing, it could go either way.
Yeah, because some of her, I could tell what they were doing. Like I could tell the commentary they were trying to make, but she also made me laugh a couple because she had some lines that actually made me laugh.
And that's the thing; they might have been actually like making fun of that type of stuff. You know, somebody that's just woke or whatever. Yeah,
and the fact that she's a machine, an online, a computer.
Right.
You know, it's a commentary on social media. How that's we only get outraged on the internet.
Right.
You know, we won't say this shit to our faces, each other's faces. We'll just get on our fucking our Android phones and our machines and just bitch about it, on social media. Damn it! Did I just read way too much into this shit?
Probably so, but Caston Jr. is like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the droid is a metaphor for Facebook.
This is a scene that caught me out. She told everybody to turn around. Nobody turns around.
Yeah. And from what I understand, I was watching the extras on the disc, and she's basically built herself. Like she She's a
strong robot.
Yeah, like they say, she started out as an astromech droid, like an R2 unit. But then decided to, liberate herself and give herself legs and arms and shit.
I mean, because that's the thing about Star Wars. They've always said the droids have free will.
Yeah.
No.
And there it is. Lando.
The Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon. Probably the one constant through all these sagas.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon.
You can't. I was about to say, well, it's not in Rogue One. Damn it.
It is in the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Well, not that one. I think they just said it was just another model of that ship. Kind of like you see a Camry. Oh, so they say this was like an Easter egg also, or like a callback. How Lando sucks at negotiating.
This deal is getting better all the time. Worse.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
So he's got a fucking boot.
Yeah, he got to get the boot off.
Oh, there she is. Patchies.
It's really fucked up now.
Patchies.
Kill the white man. And we got the Millennium Falcon. We have a movie.
Look how immaculate it looks.
Oh yeah, and that's what I love about it, because it's like when you got a remake of an old game on a new video game system. That's when Carillion Y2 whatever.
Oh, who did
so
that?
He had a family. We never saw him.
Yeah. So they were working the docks. They built these ships. So that's why he likes it so much. Again, more I watch it, the more shit I'm noticing.
Because it does feel like they're trying to cram so much into one movie. It does really feel like that. Because I don't think they knew if they were going to make another one.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. Like, fuck it, we're gonna make 2 of these.
I don't think they was 100% sure though. I feel that's why they threw so much. They wasn't like for sure they were gonna make another one because you didn't have to have the Kessel Run in this.
No. I mean, yeah, we didn't need a Solo movie. I mean,
Well, that's true.
no, but from what I've read, George Lucas wanted to make was actually this was an idea George Lucas's for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always wanted to make a young Han Solo adventure like series
like with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, when he did Indiana Jones, and fuck that up. But
hey, River Phoenix was pretty cool in that 15-minute.
Yeah, that was cool. That's all you needed.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, he actually.
Doctor Who.
There you go. Oh yeah.
I can't whistle. Fuck.
Dejaric. I always thought it was Dejaric. So it's nice to finally find out how something's pronounced.
Because you read about it and now you go.
Yeah, I was like, Dejaric.
Is it Thanos? Is it Thanos?
Yeah. Zucus or Zuckus,
It's the old wily mentor.
Yeah.
Always screws over the person. Or dies, one or the other.
Using chess as a metaphor for real life.
Right.
So yeah, I guess in 2012, George Lucas hired Lawrence Kasdan and said, "Hey, write a young Han Solo movie." So that was back in 2012.
When he still had the rights to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he sold it. Then he sold the rights, and they kind of, decided they're going to do a trilogy again. And then they're like, well, shit, let's dig out that young Han Solo movie. Pretty much because Kasdan was writing, he wrote part of Force Awakens.
Yeah.
But Kasdan also co-wrote Raiders, all the Indiana Jones movies too.
And you can kind of tell they have that like the same thread through them.
Yeah. He just threw his cape on.
Right, we'd be glad to see that shit.
It looks like the cape from Empire he was wearing.
It is. It was another Easter egg.
That's why he fucked him over. He fucked up his favorite cape.
Right. Look, you on his cape. And then he comes up. Okay, I think it'll be a robot. Somebody's got to stop him from.
Yeah. Yeah. I disabled the power coupling. Wonderful.
You know what? Watching Empire when I was older versus when I was younger is a completely different experience. Because when I was younger, I was all like, well, Princess Leia hates Lando. Han. Why is all of a sudden she kissing him? And then I watched the movie when I'm older and like, oh, she liked him the whole time.
Yeah.
He was just putting up a wall around herself.
He's the bad boy.
Right. Life lesson.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Dropping out light speed now.
I remember I was reading, I think it was one of the Heir to the Empire books, those Timothy Zahn novels.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a scene where it was just Han Solo and 3PO on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And they were traveling way across Galaxy. It was going to take like a week to get there. And I just remember one of the paragraphs is like something like, and on the third day, 3PO was banned to the passengers' quarters and was not allowed into the cockpit.
Take the professor here and talk to the computer.
Yeah. shut him up or shut him down.
And this was another trigger warning.
Yeah, this the very controversial scene.
Yeah.
You know, like, Lando's not gay. Lando's not gay.
Which they never said he was, but for some
Yeah.
reason people just because I think these dumbasses don't know what pansexual means.
Yeah.
So, but it was so much worse. He fucks robots.
It's a sex toy.
Basically, yeah.
And see, you can see on her chest, it looks like an R2, like an R2 unit, like parts on her chest. So she used to have that type of like design, and she just sort of like scrapped herself together. I guess that was the concept for her, and she just sort of started building herself up from, you know, an R2 unit.
Mm-hmm. And that little line right there, where she said, "It works." So obviously, he's fucked the robot before. And then Donald Glover gave the best line, best answer to that. He was like, "It's space.
Yeah.
You fuck anything. If it's a blob, just stick your dick in
Yeah,
it."
well, fucking, James Tiberius Kirk, man. He
Right.
fucked that
Did
thing.
not give a fuck.
Yeah. And everyone loved him for it.
Right.
Star-Lord.
Right.
What the fuck was that?
The
Marie?
Escavarian.
Yeah, he was fucking anything.
Right. On that they had a Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon, and then Escavarian showed back up, and it was like teeth and monsters and stuff, and then Gamora was like, "But your ex-girlfriend is back." The mining colony.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there several mining colonies in westerns. I don't watch enough westerns like I should. So.
Oh yeah. There's the gold rush, man.
Yeah. Now
Oh,
that's when you're shoehorning in Easter eggs. There is
there's-
no reason for that. Okay, now Eli, what is spice? Like I literally don't know.
I don't know. Like again, I think that's a throwback from Dune because they needed the spice to travel across the fold time and space.
Okay, because I think spice is a thing, but I think it's just EU.
Yeah.
Because I think they said like when his shipment that he was supposed to be bringing with for Jabba, I think they said it was basically spice. Basically, he was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Like spice is supposed to be drugs. Yeah.
It was probably some sort of opium or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically he's basically smuggling drugs for Jabba.
But again, going back to Dune, spice was essential for time travel.
Oh wow.
Or space travel.
Okay.
And I think that's where George Lucas got the idea for, light speed, hyperspace. Well, of course, Star Trek, too.
Well, Star Wars spice will make you travel, too. This is not the same way.
It's that line, I set my mind in motion, is that, or whatever. The Dune line. It's been a while since I've seen Dune. I should check. I guess they're remaking it. We should check it out. Never read the book, though.
How many of them were there?
I guess it was a series. It went on for a while.
Oh, wow. Those CRT TVs, those dial knobs, like futuristic 70s.
Yeah.
You can take her out. And those R4 units, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, he took
He
his
just
arms
ripped
off.
off.
Would have fit me perfectly, but it's fine.
He ripped his arms off. What? I didn't catch that the first time.
Yeah.